Well, hi everybody. Quite a nice morning today. It's been 5 months since we planted the vines, and look at the growth. Looking pretty good. Good strong tendrils and good strong growth. But you can also see a lot of gaps. And what I want to do in this video is just take you through some of the challenges that we've had, the problems that we've had, and how we've tried to rectify them as best we could. Some we've been able to, some we haven't been able to. And hopefully you can learn a little bit about what it's like to grow your vines in that first year. So let's get stuck into it. So this problem is a pretty common problem. The vine has just simply died. Now, this is the year that we had the big bushfires here in Australia. And we had some very hot, then some very cold weather in December. And that's played absolute havoc with growing the vines. You can see this one had grown, and it's just been hit so hard that it's just keeled over and died. Now there's a second problem in this part of the video, which is the irrigation. Now you can see our irrigation dripper here. This is great. But when we first set this up, I had two drippers 75 centimeters apart. You can see one's here near the post and one's here near the vine now. These were the vine was originally in between the two. And I thought there'd be enough drip to get right down into the fairly deep hole that we dug to get the water onto the vines, and that was an incorrect assumption. And the local vineyards told us, no, you should have the dripper right on the vine. So we lost some due to poor irrigation. The message is, put your dripper right on the vine. At least then you might survive the hot weather. And here's just another example of a vine that really never started. You can see that maybe it germinated, not bud burst, but this is because again of that very hot weather before Christmas. And there's quite a few like this. We probably lost about maybe 30 like this, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just going to come out of the ground. I've taken the guard off it so that I can see it at the end of the year and know which ones were the ones that failed. But there you go. So that's to do with probably to do with the heat, but also again not having the dripper in the right spot. This problem is animal predation. Can you see the vine? There's the top of it, nipped off beautifully. Nipped off, all the leaves taken off. The side, there's even off this side node here that I left just in case has also been attacked. Now, that could be kangaroos, but it could also be cockatoos. And there's a cockatoo just flew over my head about a minute ago. And you see it's been nipped off even right down into here. Now it's still growing okay, and I'm still hopeful. Like the plant's still alive, and you can see how it's actually shooting and budding from here. So it's a problem. What we've done to deal with it is we've used this product just from the local hardware store called Scat, and that's what this white stuff is. This is not fungus. This is a spray which is very bitter to taste. So that's been a bit of a problem. The Scat has to be put on really almost every second day, I think, because otherwise the animals come back at it. And we think it's animals because it's happened predominantly on this outside row here, so not so much the inside row. So we think the animals are walking up to it, probably a kangaroo, and nipping it off. Hard to deal with the kangaroos, just try and make it taste horrible. Another problem is really weed growth. It was recommended in the various guidebooks to put down a pre-emergent herbicide, something like Stomp 440 or Stomp Extra, which will try and prevent these weeds from coming up. Now we've hit these with glyphosate and we put mulch down and they just keep coming, and it's really just because of the irrigation. We're just watering them, we're feeding them, and we're trying to pull them out, and they've been very difficult. If you actually look over here, just walk down with me, look past some stunted vines. Look, that one's sick as a dog. There's a pile of weeds just sitting over here, wireweed, which we've pulled out by hand. This is some of the weed that we've just pulled out. It's pretty horrible stuff. Controlling it is a matter of using just digging tools, but you can also use herbicides. Been very difficult to deal with that one. So the problem here is really just stunted growth. You can see the growth it's pretty good. What we're looking for are the tendrils here to be nice and long. See, they're quite long and often protruding past the growing tip. Now the issue here is we never got a soil analysis done. It is recommended to get a soil analysis, and in retrospect I would get one done, and I think we'll get one done every winter, so before the crop begins, to know what deficiencies there are. It's very important, I think. There's a place near us in Maryborough called Dellavedovas who can do soil analysis, and we're going to do that this winter. In the meantime, I've given them some dynamic lifter fertiliser and also some micronutrients. Just a packet of micronutrient fertiliser from the hardware store, which contains everything, boron, manganese, zinc, etc. Put that on yesterday. It's probably a little bit late, so we'll see how we go. But that's certainly something I would definitely recommend, a soil analysis, and we'll see how we go in winter this year with that soil analysis. Now this problem is definitely bird attack, most likely cockatoos. You can see that it's been just bitten, not really anything else other than just damage. They are destructive. They'll just come in, they'll just simply bite it off. They don't eat it, they just destroy. Probably land on the wire and just attack. There's another one directly opposite. So the birds come down and said, okay, I'll have a crack at both of you. And there it is, just attacked. And it seems for no apparent reason. So what I've been trying to do to combat it, if you come back over here, there's the other one I showed you, is just to wrap them around the wire, just so that the cockatoos are less likely to just grab onto it. And that seems to be generally working. You see a lot of them now are tied off. So all I'm doing here, not really tying them, but just grabbing them and just wrapping them around. Just keep that growing tip from being too exposed. It seems to be generally working okay. So I hope you found that interesting. There's certainly a few problems there, and I guess I don't really have that many solutions. I think at the end of the day, I'll just have to let nature take its course. So it's now 5.5 months since we planted, and the next step will really just be to watch the leaves senesce when autumn comes. And a couple of plants have already started to change colour, but we're still hoping we're going to get most of the plants close to the wire from this point on. I hope you found this video useful. As with all my videos, please subscribe if you like my channel and like the video, and I'll see you all next time.